What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This is DMVMOTOCLUB out here today in early morning. I thought I was gonna go hit the gym, but not enough time and the roads are still empty. I'm pretty surprised. I did wake up pretty early. I'm like, the weather these days has been beating hot. Let's try to get it right early in the morning, and that's what I'm doing right now. Thought I'd create this little vlog, give you guys an update with what I have been recently doing, where I had just recently been. A very exciting spot for me. Always wanted to go there ever since I started riding, but it wasn't all that fun because I was not on a motorcycle. I was down in North Carolina and border of Tennessee at the Dale's Gap. If you know what that is, if you don't, Google it. You know, you must have heard Tail of the Dragon, right? Very famous, 318 turns, curves, within 11 miles. And it's actually more than that too if you try to do the whole road. Met a lot of people down there. I was surprised to know that there were a lot more Harleys down there than the sports bikes, at least that day that I was there this past weekend. So in this video, you guys will see some clips of that road, along with one or two more roads that I went through the route, which I really enjoyed. Route 28, that is just before the Hills Gap. It's good, however, I did not like it because I could feel bumps and the road was not fully well paved at the moment. Maybe it's still rideable, no doubt. You can take it nice and easy, but it's not something you can push through it. Then there was another something parkway. I gotta get the name and I'll tag it on the screen, but that one was like Skyline Drive. Honestly, it's not the Blue Ridge Parkway, but it was another park within the region that I was at in the mountains. It was so nice. You do go up high in the elevation and you get beautiful scenic views, just like how this Ducati Monster views are. You can see the curves, you can see through, you know, the cuts and stuff and the aesthetics of the bike. Just like that, you can see through the mountain range, all the different angles, and then at some points you can actually see the road and how it snakes through the valley. Spot where we were living, I'll share that with you guys too in the video. It was a surprise. We were on the top of the mountain where I was living, but just to get up there, you had to have an all-wheel drive. It was my first time, so it was a bit of a challenging. But anyhow, I'm gonna keep on giving you guys a couple more updates. Continue to watch the video. If you're in the DMV area, remember to follow us on Facebook to see all the local events that are happening. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, come on, man, do it. You know, these videos are pretty useful, entertaining, and I always try to throw some good mix in there so that way you're never bored. Check out the links in the description, and those do help me out. Let's get going on a ride, early morning ride. All right, guys, check out the gray Monster. It's what I'll be riding. Had a little clean down of it before I went on my vacation. So let's do a fire up. All right, let's go. Give you guys a little update. Let's put the most important thing out there first, and that is, it is great to see the DMV Moto Club community growing, but with that, it is very clear through looking at the post that we are having a lot of theft, GTA, in our area around bikes. People's bikes are getting stolen left and right on a weekly basis. Do have a lookout for people who have their bikes stolen, and if they're asking for support, please provide what you can. And most importantly, you know, if you own a bike, you gotta have your own little protection for it. Make sure it's parked in a safe spot. If you have a garage, use that. Do not leave it out on the street, not even for 5 minutes. Had a guy that I met recently, and just 2-3 days later, his beautiful R1 got stolen. And he said that he went for 5 minutes to walk his dog. And when he came back, the bike was gone. He was just getting ready to go on a ride. So he's like, let me unlock it and I'll be back. And that's all it took. So very unfortunate. Hopefully that guy finds his bike. And then all those other people who've been complaining on our group, obviously, as the community guys, we need to be on the lookout, try to help one another however we can. But also, know that these kind of platforms are probably hijacked, including my Facebook group. There might be some thieves in there who are just on the lookout for intel that we post on a regular, and then they just come in a van and 2 guys or so and scooping our bikes up. So it was suggested by one of our members. I have a post up there as well. Try not to upload pictures, videos, or even messages giving out your house address or even the street where the bike is parked, or the garage, apartment complex, anything like that. And then also on your profile on the Facebook, try to go into the settings and close down some of the settings so that way your house address information or where you live is not open to public. It's only to your close friends. That's a really good suggestion, because I'm sure people are reverse engineering all of the intel that they can find on our group, and then from there they can go into your individual profile and see if they can locate you. And then they can also look at your siblings, your wife, any relative that you live with, and if their settings is also open to public, they are going to get to your house and to your bike. So this is just what I wanted to share. Hopefully it's useful, and all other viewers who are watching, listening, if this is helpful, take use of it. What's up, guys? We're at the Dale's Gap, first time in our car, and this place is packed right now. It's a hot day. We got riders here. There are a lot of cars along the way too that I saw. So let's take a little quick walk and then go on the tail of the dragon. Check out that road. What's it like? What all the hype is about. I've been honestly seeing a lot of cruisers, a lot of Harleys. At the gap over here, I feel like there's a bunch of sports bikes, so let's take a look. One group is rolling out right there. Yeah, look at that color. It's so nice for that Corvette. Got some 360 cameras. Oh, X2. What's up, man? How you doing?
How's it going?
Good. Wow. Musa, this is their dragon.
Well, when you're like right before you get to the
all bike parts hanging, car parts.
Yeah, you can involved right there.
Helmets. People leave helmets here too. I don't know, क्योंकि ये लोग तो अपनी निशानियां छोड़ के जाते हैं. All right, going to the next point. Actually, today I was gonna hit the gym while I ride in the morning. Gym is that way, but I think due to the time and I haven't ridden the last few days, I'm just gonna skip the gym in the morning and continue riding and likely hit the gym in the evening. Let's see what happens. Okay, next point. I want to thank everyone on DMVMOTOCLUB who's following, who's my subscriber or a viewer who comes and goes. My last video had a great performance on the views. I was kind of surprised, but I know it was going to be a big one because we had all the famous people out here. Fast Lane Gang came from the Florida. 658 came from Cleveland, Ohio. And then I had a couple other people who I showed in that video, like that X1K or M1K guy. Beautiful bike Ducati that he had. And then I met a couple local YouTubers, you know. Nice to meet you guys. Definitely gotta hang out. We gotta make some videos, some content together. Just a ride maybe, you know. That always ends up being a content itself. Appreciate it, but I feel like there were not enough comments. If you attended the event and you watched the video, comment below saying that I was there. Or if you see yourself in the video, you know, give out the timestamp and call yourself out. I had a shout out many YouTubers, everyone that I met and talked to. Hopefully that was helpful for them. And then there are a lot of great stories and content coming up on Instagram. Not mine particularly, but people who I tagged. They have phenomenal pages, great content, great quality. You know, I wish I had a team who would record me like that. And maybe then I'll become a bit more entertaining. Right now I'm just a guy on two wheels talking behind a mic. Every now and then you see my face, but there's a lot to me than that. You keep following me, you know, I can start sharing some of my other cool information that I have. Stories, definitely. Biker stories to kind of keep it connected to the channel. I'm definitely in the mood of getting the X5. I have the phone saved. Just looking for a day to go pick it up from Best Buy, most likely because it's available right down the street. If I order it online, it's gonna take a couple more days for me to get it. And I got this piece, the mic adapter for the Ace Pro 2. I used it on my last video just for a short bit. I was trying to find it this morning and I couldn't find it. I don't know where I misplaced it. I probably put it in a safe place and it was, I guess, too much of a safe place that I don't even remember. So in a way I kind of lost it. I'm sure it's gonna end up somewhere again in the house and I'll put it in a spot where I can remember. Oh yeah guys, when you're riding in the summertime and you come between trees and shades, oh it's so nice, cool and breeze, wind, it just cools you down. That's why when I ride in the summer, I'm usually in the back roads, not on the highway, unless I'm going on a trip, which I definitely plan on making some trips. I want to go to West Virginia, down south of Virginia, you know, the Blue Ridge Parkway, probably hit the Head of the Dragon, because I was looking at the map. There's a Tail of the Dragon in North Carolina, and Head of the Dragon in Virginia. And there are a couple other dragon spots now, which I'm sure you guys have heard of, or you can start making up names and it'll be something somewhere in the world, a place to ride. Yeah, that's my plan, man. Definitely gotta have some motorcycle trips, some long ones. Go there, spend a night maybe, ride, come back, or just a long ride, like a 5-6 hours loop. Going in and out of the destination along the way, make some pit stops, scenery shots. That's how I do it. But yeah, man, the Tail of the Dragon is something I was kind of very impressed. Going through it on the car, roads were impressive. The curves were really amazing. Can I do it? That's the thing. Intimidating. Can be. Guys, you know what I hate about roads in Virginia? Especially around summertime when it's gonna be like 90, 100 degrees. For some reason, the Department of Transportation or someone comes out and puts all this snaky tar, squiggly lines everywhere, especially when it's not even needed. And they claim that, oh, they did it so that way they fill in the cracks on the roads. Dude, there's no cracks on these roads. They do it only so that bikers cannot enjoy the road. When it's 90 degrees and even a Harley goes over this, their bike tires are gonna slip on it. And if you ride right on it, that's a bad idea. Don't do it. So, tell me in the comments who else hates this and had a funny incident or close to an incident because of this stuff. Alright, that's my little rant for the morning. Alright guys, lastly, want to quickly share about the Bikes and Burgers coming up this weekend. We do have rain in forecast, but we'll keep an eye on that. But I'm going to put out the event either for Saturday or Sunday. There's a poll on our Facebook. I'll follow that. And the location that I'm thinking about is either Ashburn or Sterling, because I know we'll get a good amount of people showing up in that area. It'll be in the evening, 6 to 8. prior to that, do your own ride and join us for a chill bike meet and have some burgers, cool yourself off with some ice cream, local if there is. That'd be great. Alright guys, thank you for watching the video. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment. I'm looking forward to your comments. I always love to read and respond back. If you have any questions about camera system, the setup that I have, the mic, the audio quality, the video quality, throw those questions and thoughts in the comment. I'll be happy to answer. And if you want to know a little bit more about my testing of audio, DI mic specifically for the wireless setup, check out my videos on my channel. Kind of go through a lot of testing, so I have a pretty good decent summary of it, so you can take a look at that. And coming soon will be a proper video focusing on my current setup, so that way if it helps anyone, that'll be great. But till then guys, peace out, enjoy, ride safe.